Good evening, everybody, and you're all very welcome indeed to an evening of bluegrass and poetry hosted by Kanturk Arts Festival. My name is Mary England and I'll be your MC for the night. I'd like to welcome everybody. It's great to see such a crowd because a lot of work goes into events like these, which isn't really seen at all on the night. So thank you very much for that. We'd also like very much to thank Cork County Council and the Kanturk Credit Union for their continued support financially of the festival. And without them, we would not be able to continue at all. So if I begin to speak very quickly in a minute, it's because I'm so nervous that the power lines will actually fail all our performers and I'll be asked to put on a one-woman show for the rest of the evening. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our next guest, who emerged from the depths of rural Ohio into an unsuspecting world in the mid-1970s. Sean Bowman comes from the music tradition of American country, bluegrass, gospel, and surprisingly enough, hardcore rock. He's no stranger to North Cork, where he landed in 2012, and he has quite a following. He has trodden the boards as well with the Market Drama Group and more recently with Staged. He's accompanied tonight by Nora, Riordan, and I'll hand over to Sean and enjoy.
Thank you, Mary, for having me, for everyone for tuning in, making the journey. I barely made the journey myself. That was a poor attempt at humor. Anyways, enough chatting. Bluegrass night, I'll start off with probably one of my favorite bluegrass standards. It's called The Old Home Place. Okay. It's been 10 long years since I left my home in the holler where I was born, where the cool fall nights make the wood smoke rise and a fox hunter blows his horn. I fell in love with a girl from the town. I thought that she would be true. I ran away to Charlottesville and I worked in a sawmill at June. What have you done to the old home place? Why did they tear it down? And why did I leave my plow in the field to look for a job in the town? Well, the girl ran off with somebody else and the taverns took all my pay. And here I stand where the old home stood before they took it away. Well, the geese fly south and the cold winds blow as I stand here and hang my head. I lost my love, I lost my home, and now I wish that I was dead. What have you done to the old home place? Why did they tear it down? And why did I leave my plow in the field to look for a job in the town? And why did I leave my plow in the field and look for a job in the town? So, the next song I'm going to do is probably the only song that I've ever written that I actually care about. And it's one that I was requested that I did this song. It's one that I wrote for my grandmother. It's a song called Sound of Angels. White sheets and metal rails, the beating of a hard machine that's bound to fail. I got an IV and a memory that takes me back to my younger years. And the voice of the Lord comes down from up above, soothing to my soul. I've heard the voice of love, to the sound of angels. He's calling me saying, come home, my son, it's time for you to see what I made for you. You've waited so true, I can feel the rays of glory on my face as I prepare to enter into heaven's gates to the sound of angels. My family surround my bed. I don't know why they're crying as they kiss my head, 'cause I can see the bluest skies coming through the ceiling as I close my eyes, and the voice of the Lord comes down from up above, soothing to my soul. I've heard the voice of love, to the sound of angels. He's calling me, saying, come home, my son, it's time for you to see what I made for you. You've waited so true, I can feel the rays of glory on my face as I prepare to enter into heaven's gates to the sound of angels. He's calling me, saying, come home, my son, it's time for you to see what I made for you. You've waited so true, I can feel the rays of glory on my face as I prepare to enter into heaven's gates to the sound of angels, to the sound of angels. So that last song was on my CD that I put out a couple of years ago called Sitting in the Sun. This song was on there as well. This is not my song, but this was a song that was originally recorded by a guy called Ronnie Bowman. No, he's no relation to me, but it's a good song anyways. And so this song is, we're going from heaven in the last one to, unfortunately, the other direction. This one is about the choir fella. It's called Here I Am. I'm in this place, I'm all around, I've been here forever, you should know me by now. Don't take me for granted, I've got some news to tell you. I was in the garden, I saw her face, I opened her eyes in so many ways. She was so hungry, I gave her a taste, and she knew. I brought down empires with weapons of hate. Some found a way out, some found out too late. If you need a little, well, I've got a lot. And whether you want to face me or not, here I am. I never lied, do you understand? much as I can. And I'm on the streets with drugs in my hands to sell you. And I was in the crowd saying crucify him. And I fooled you all, 'cause you all joined in. So what makes you think you're stronger than them to ignore me? I brought down empires with weapons of hate. Some found a way out, some found out too late. If you need a little, well, I've got a lot. And whether you want to face me or not, here I am. Here I am. I'm in this place, I'm all around. I've been here forever, you should know me by now. So we are going to now bring on Nora Riordan, and we're going to do 2 more songs. I'm going to do a dirty little plug here now for my own thing. I've been working on a bluegrass kind of thing, which hopefully by the end of the summer I'll have it ready to go. And yeah, thank you. For one of these, it's kind of an idea of the album is that the whole thing is telling a story. Each song is a different segment of the story. It's about a couple that fall in love and fall out of love. But the name of the album will be called Marriage, Misogyny, and Murder. So it's not dramatic or anything. But this particular song is one that Nora joins me on. It's a song called We're Pushing on a Rock That We Could Never Roll. Ready?
Yep.
The rain is washing out the fields around our home. The mud gives way to water, revealing every stone. These rocky forms remind us of the truth that we were told. And the last song we're going to do is one that it's very important. I think bluegrass music and gospel music are joined at the hip nearly. So this last song we want to do is one called The Dream. This is a song that I would have first heard in church. People sing this in church, at least in the Midwest. And so here we go, The Dream. One night as I lay on my pillow, in a sleep and a dream I did go to the place where they crucified Jesus on that Oregon cross, cruel and cold. There the greatest love story was written. Visualize with me, if you will, our Savior on that April morning as he carried the cross up the hill. And I saw those nails, those old rusty nails, and the crown made of thorns that he wore. So sad was the scene that I cried in my dream, so great was the pain that he bore. They scorned and they mocked, he drank the bitter cup as he hung there with two common thieves. For he had to fulfill his Father's own will, and I was right there in a dream. As I stood there on top of Mount Calvary, in his pain I could hear his sad cry. From the 6th hour till 9 there was darkness. In my dream, oh so helpless was I thank him for that day on the mountain. The price that he paid was supreme. In my heart I will carry the picture of what I saw there in a dream. And I saw those nails, those old rusty nails, and the crown made of thorns that he wore. So sad was the scene that I cried in my dream, so great was the pain that he bore. They scorned and they mocked, he drank the bitter cup as he hung there with two common thieves. For he had to fulfill his Father's own will, and I was right there in a dream. For he had to fulfill his Father's own will, and I was right there in a dream.
Now we travel a little bit further than Boherbue. We go across the Irish Sea to Derbyshire, lovely Derbyshire, actually, it's beautiful, to Cara Brewer. She has self-published an anthology during lockdown. I really love the name. It's called Versus the Virus. Sale from each of the books goes to the NHS and the mental health charities in England. She belongs to several writing groups as well, and she's been involved in compiling, a CD. She gives live streams, poetry performances. She's given various poems. She's won various poetry competitions, and she has been published in both national and local publications and websites. So we're delighted to have her, actually. Her latest project is really good. It's called Poet Trees, And what she's done in her hometown in Derbyshire is she has got the community to write poems. Her group then have laminated the poems and hung them on trees around the town. And Kanturk Arts Festival is hoping to do something similar in Kanturk in the next couple of weeks, but more about that later. Anyway, over to Carol in Derbyshire. Carol.
Thank you very much indeed. And that was such a great first performance. I'm not sure I'm up to following it, but I'll give it my best shot. So I'm Carol, as said. I am Viv's sister-in-law in actual fact. So my husband Chris and I have had a lot of wonderful, pleasurable times in Kanturk, especially in Bob's and the Ali Bar and various other places. And we do hope to visit again really soon because we absolutely loved it. And we had our honeymoon there. We took over Viv and Jer's house. So yeah, we love it. It's a special place in our heart. So I'm actually going to start with a poem that is actually from my hometown of Belper. And it's called The East Mill Speaks to Me. It was written for a project called Derwent Delights, celebrating our heritage and landscape. And I won a Prize Poet Award for this one. And it's actually going to be featured in a forthcoming exhibition. So The East Mill Speaks to Me. Graciously goading the tests of time, Belper's silent East Mill speaks to me. Dogged, determined, defiant, handsome heritage and history. Once purposeful, productive, progressive, inspiring inventions and brave pioneers. Chaotic clatter, chatter, commotion, packed with people for hundreds of years. The beams and the bales and the bobbins, the jenny, the mule, loom and gin. Carding and twisting, shuttles and spindles, winding the wealth the workforce would spin. Resplendent, retaining her radiance, a structure that shaped skyline sights. Resilient and regal, redundant, as she faces her flawed final fight. At the core of the Great Revolution, merchants made mighty from cotton. Now windows no longer frame faces, facade failing, forlorn and forgotten. Rustic red brick and reflections of her industrially glorious past. The hard-working heartbeat of history, like its people, built strong to last. Dutifully dominating the Derwent, this magnificent, majestical mill deserves recognition and restorative justice. There's mill life in this proud lady still. Precious and patiently waiting to find what her future will be. Preserve and protect her posterity. Belper's silent East Mill speaks to me. So thank you for letting me share a little bit of Belper. And my next poem is called Mixing Bowl. And this was written for the community event that was mentioned earlier, the Poetries. We've had a really great response for this event, and I'm hoping that you'll have a similar experience. So yeah, this one's called Mixing Bowl. And as we're starting to gradually, cautiously and safely get to meet with each other again, you might just be needing one of these. Mixing bowl. It wasn't the finest bone china or gold plated to be handled with care, not silver with monogrammed lettering. Our bowl was just plain earthenware, a distinctive light brown on the outside with a pattern embossed you could feel. Cool creamy white was its inner, a magic bowl that made treats or a meal. A huge, great big thing and quite heavy. When tapped, a rich sound it would make. Years of aromas of secret ingredients, home-baked pastry or biscuits or cake. We'd be wondrously watching and waiting, knowing that sometime quite soon, an angel adorned in her apron would let one of us lick clean the spoon. So that was Mixing Bowl. Now, my next poem is called Hugs, and shameless plug, ta-da! It's from my book Versus the Virus. So thank you for letting me mention that. Yeah, I compiled it during lockdown. A huge amount of great response so far, and it's been lovely to be part of, and it's great to give back to the NHS and Mental Health UK. Poems of all different themes for different ages. This is one a little bit, I think we'll all appreciate the fact that hugs have been missing. So yeah, quite topical still until we can get back and give everyone a good squeeze. So this one is called Hugs. Our hugs have all gone missing. We need them back real soon. They're as urgent as the vaccine to keep us COVID safe, immune. A hug to say, I've missed you, or I'm sorry, or well done. A hug that helps heal heartache, or a bounce off hug for fun. A gentle hug that holds a newborn. A bear hug that squeezes tight. Those for bedtime, or good morning, or everything will be all right. A hug's a precious feeling we'd never thought we'd be without. Of all the things on hold right now, a hug's right up there, there's no doubt. So when this wretched time is over and we're told it's safe to do, our arms will do what's natural and wrap around loved ones close to you. And it won't be just a brief one arm that reaches side by side. We'll be lunging, launching, leaping with aching arms now open wide. And once safe within our clutches, clasping tightly, holding firm, no huggy will want to wriggle free, back off, retreat or squirm. We've all missed that close core contact, a simple act to show we care. When words can often fail us, one hug, it's done, it's said, it's there. All we can do right at the moment is keep our hugging arms well trained. Then we'll do what the world's been missing and hug each other once again. Thank you for hugs. Now, we often say things that are not what we mean or confusing or, yeah, a load of cobblers actually. And this is another one from the poetry event. So yeah, it just really is a light-hearted look at some of the daft things that we say from time to time. A load of cobblers. Have you ever been to the ends of the earth or to the foot of our stairs? Ever been pleased as Punch or as happy as Larry's aware? If a change is as good as a rest, how come your all systems go? Are you really as fit as a fiddle, as fast as greased lightning might show? I never knew my eyes had apples, or a coot was bald with no hair, or bees with their knees live in bonnets, or closets have skeletons there. If an elephant always remembers, leopards can't change their spotted design, do these thoughts only cost just a penny? And how daft is that brush of mine? Do flies here on the wall or in ointment, which is better, a nod or a wink? It's not only diamonds that might be forever. Love is not quite as blind as you think. It's got me all sixes and sevens. Just how many are pieces of eight? If absence makes hearts grow much fonder, Whilst I'm watching my pot boil, I'll wait. Then give my right arm as the crow flies. Good as gold, you are well worth the wait. That was a load of cobblers. And I'm going to finish tonight with something that probably doesn't need any explanation at all or any introduction. It's called Zoom. And hasn't it just been a lifeline? We might all be a bit zoomed out, but it's been a real lifeline for many people who haven't been able to get together with family and friends and loved ones. Weddings, all sorts of things have happened via Zoom. So yeah, here's a little light-hearted nod to Zoom. Family, colleagues, friendships, your virtual meeting room, not quite with you in person, but connected via Zoom. Check those camera angles, your background seen on view. Make sure you're dressed correctly in case they see the whole of you. Make sure you're muted till you're ready, and check for filters well before. Ensure those who need to know you're busy and won't come bursting through the door. Meeting ID and password written for your 40 minutes in Zoom zone. Should galleried gatherings get too much, tell them to email, write, or phone. That was me. Thank you so much for having me, and thanks to everyone involved. Enjoy the rest of the show and take care out there. And I'm coming to see you soon, Canturk. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Carol. That was absolutely brilliant. I think we should give this a round of applause as well. Well done. Actually, I think it just shows how wonderful Carol's poetry is, in that I could take my eyes off her hair to listen to it. I mean, just look at her hair, everybody, and then look at mine. Yeah. Okay. You've all heard of Lazarus rising from the dead. Well, we had something akin to that about 5 minutes ago, because our second poet from Charleville, just over the road, was cut down, as it were, by a power cut. So we had her written off. She had herself written off as well. A few minutes ago, she suddenly appeared and was admitted into the event. So we're absolutely delighted to welcome Lazarus, also known as Marie O'Halloran. Now, Marie is well known in Kanturk Arts Festival. She's been judge of the Poetry Slam twice. She has had poetry commended in the Gregory O'Donoghue International Poetry Competition. She has been the featured poet at an event for former Fulbright Professor of Poetry, Bradley Strahan, and has read at various places, including Limerick's Hunt Museum, the Blackwater International Poetry Festival, and she's been published as well in several anthologies. She also co-wrote a play, actually, and two others, and we had it performed in Friarsgate in Kilmallock. One of her short plays was also shortlisted in the Wexford Literary Festival for the Billy Roach Award, and her short stories have been published in the Hollybough, Ireland's Own, and the Incubator. So we're doubly delighted to have Marie, because we actually had her crossed off. So Marie, I hope you're still there. I hope the power is
I am here, yeah.
there. Good. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, Marie O'Halloran.
Thanks a million. And Mary, thanks very much. My PR woman there, you couldn't have said it better. For play to you. And literally it was written off. And imagine, it took the whole of the Charleville Newcastle West ESB to actually shut me up. It was that close. So it's fabulous to be here. And I really, really want to thank the committee and the Kanturk Arts Festival. They're a fantastic supporter of local artists, and always a keen supporter of me, and I really appreciate it. And it's fabulous to be on with lovely people I haven't caught up with in ages. Some I've yet to meet. So it's gorgeous to be here with you tonight by the skin of my teeth. What I'm going to start with, I was picking poetry for tonight, and a lot of them had a kind of a theme of death, and I kind of said that might be the best thing to kind of do. And I said I'd open with an interesting one. It's called Intoxicating Talent, and I'm a huge fan of the Doors band. and not the exit and entry points. And I was a big fan of them during their resurgence, not the original time around. And I remember looking at a documentary for the Doors, and I was just glued to it, absolutely glued to it. And I wrote this not long after. So this is called Intoxicating Talent. Manzarek once said, "Out of the better angels of my mind came, and he played the intro to light my fire. Consumable craziness spilled from every pore, like chocolate velvet treats coating tongues. Bodies craved his voice, his tones, their tunes, delivered to embrace emotions, utterly freeing them. Not just music, but rites of passage. Identities questioned, creativity coexisted with self-destruction. Every limit tested that all too soon brought the end." That's my tribute to the Doors. This second one I'm going to read for you is called Forever Sunday. I won't do too much introing of it. I think it'll speak for itself, but I actually wrote it this time last year for all the hospital medical frontline staff, that direction, and I think it'll speak for itself. It's called Forever Sunday. And actually, this is the first time I'm reading this, so you're getting a debut with this one now. So I've given it to people, and I read at a private event, but this is the first time reading it out. So, Forever Sunday. They store spare love deep in sanitized hands and scrub pockets. Black zipped bags, full, yet empty of goodbyes and final wishes. Lest their fate be contagious. Prayers on repeat, it stays Forever Sunday. I loved Carol's poem about the baking and the spoon licking. It was gorgeous. And I just smiled because I'm after making lovely memories during the lockdown with my son. And like that now, baking and discovering the love of it. And I wrote a poem called Apple Cake and Chocolate Chip Cookies. The motion of mixing, fixing eggs to flour, the pleasure, the power, weights and measures, treats and treasures. Portions are potions, stopping time with you, moments true, pure creation. Your wide wondering eyes pleading for baking slots, pastry filled with fun and smiles. In blending, mixing, forming and making, we sprinkle a need, cookie cutting life's moments, unique ingredients, precious. Thank you. I'm going to go a bit dark again now, but I promise you I'll finish on a high. I grew up in the 80s in Mallow. I grew up in an end of terrace council house, and my dad would have been made redundant at that time. And as anyone knows, growing up in that time, like every penny counted. Every penny still counts, but every penny really counted then. And my dad did extra work digging graves. And at the time, he was paid £60, which is roughly about, I actually looked it up last night, it's about €280, €300 would be worth today. So you can imagine £60, close to €100 in the 80s was a lot of money. And I wrote this actually for him. And as people know, it's not done that way anymore. It's done with machinery, but I call this Food for a Grave. This is actually published in a collection as well. It's called Food from the Grave. Hounds dash red, angry, chasing splattered soot. Yesterday's paper, the ignition, set, layered, sensational headlines in flames. Blocks of yellow pack margarine, so rancid the early summer fly refused to partake. Neapolitan ice cream between wafers, Sunday's treat. Kippers on Friday, liver on a Monday, whatever the purse afforded. In between, waiting for the knock that brought death, an invitation to earn with shovel and brow sweat, mingling deep with mud and clay, 8x4, that fresh corpse. Done now in a fraction with modern machines, no empathy from metal for dearly departed soul, no whispered word of thanks for feeding his family that week. No cause to linger, no pause to pray. So I promised I'd finish on high after all that. And this is one I've performed at poetry slams and different things. And I think my lovely friend Mary is a fan of this one. So I'll dedicate this one to you, Mary, the Ballad of the Sherry Trifle. This is my last one. I'll, as I said, end on a smile. It's called the Ballad of the Sherry Trifle. And actually, when I wrote this, a funny story around when I wrote this, I was taking the Charleville to Limerick train where you have to change in Limerick Junction. And I was writing this in a notebook. And I sat in the carriage of the smaller train going into Limerick. And I was writing away and I was giggling away to myself. And I suddenly looked up and the carriage was full, but the 3 seats around me were still empty. I think people thought I was a small bit bonkers laughing away to myself, but I really enjoyed writing it anyway. So it's called The Ballad of Sherry Trifle. Landing lights of blue had me pulled into the side. A fine vanguard approached my car and asked me to step outside. I couldn't walk a straight white line or count back from 99. But when the bag came to my lips, I thought that I'd be fine. It was the Sherry Trifle Guard. I swear to you it's true. It was the Sherry Trifle Guard. Sure, what's a man to do? I only wanted one, but she insisted I have 2. I tried charm, wit and banter, even asked her out to dine. But little did I know, she had a very thin blue line. She hauled me to the barracks. My feet didn't touch the ground. And with a ball of charges in my fist, I was courthouse bound. It was the Sherry Trifle, Judge. I swear to you 'tis true. It was the Sherry Trifle, Judge. Sure, what's a man to do? I only wanted one. She insisted I had 2. The Judge. Sir, you thought you had escaped the law, but that's very hard to do. The excuses you tried to give, they are nothing new. You say it was the Sherry Trifle that made you fail the test. But everyone knows that poaching is the drink of choice out west. So now, when I get offered Sherry Trifle, I just look at it and pine. I can for sure count in reverse and walk a straight white line. I begged and pleaded with the judge, but my regrets he did decline. No hesitating in his conviction, I'll be walking till I'm 99. It was the Sherry Trifle, lads. I swear to you 'tis true. It was the Sherry Trifle, lads. Sure, what's a man to do? Only have the one. Resist if she offers 2. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Sue. And I actually forgot to say further. A lovely collection there, and particularly I think The Gravedigger was very poignant, as Chris Toner just pointed out. So well done. I don't know why you dedicate that to me, Marie, or why you think of me when you think about Sherry Trifle, but thank you anyway. And your hair isn't bad either, by the way, but not as good as Carol's. Mine is held together by gel, as a lot of things.
You look fantastic, Mary.
Thanks very much, Marie. You must be at the Sherry Trifle. Anyway, we come to our final act tonight, and it features, we feature Long Way Home, and we're absolutely delighted to have them. They're currently based here in Kanturk during the pandemic, and while they draw their experience from in bluegrass and American music. Their musical repertoire, though, is very wide, very diverse, ranging from, I suppose, traditional bluegrass favorites to original folk songs based on real life experiences. They're a duo, as you know, Owen from the Netherlands and Kylie from Utah, met while on the Bluegrass, Old Time and Country Music Studies program at the East Tennessee State University. Marvelous title for that course. Both have a deep interest in international music styles, and after finishing their course, they decided to relocate to Ireland to share their love of bluegrass and to become inspired by other musical genres. And so, in the strange way of things, that's how we welcome Owen and Kylie tonight. Kanturk Arts Festival is delighted to welcome you both, and we can't wait to hear what you have to sing. So sit back, everyone, and for the next 20 minutes to half an hour, enjoy Long Way Home.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. Yeah. Thanks for the great introduction there, Mary. We'll get started here. Don't sell the house, don't wreck the car. Stay there, honey, right where you are. If you hold what you got, I'm coming home to stay.
Well, in my mind, I can see there's pretty good sign that I need you. That's why I just can't wait to get back home. So squeeze yourself real good and tight. I'll be there before daylight. If you hold what you got, I'm coming home to stay.
Hold what you got, I'm coming home, baby. Hold what you got, and it don't mean maybe. I've been thinking about you, and I'm on my way. Don't sell the house, don't wreck the car. Stay there, honey, right where you are. If you hold what you got, I'm coming home to stay. Get it there.
Well, when I get back, I ain't leaving. It's been too long, a little too much grieving. When I get back, this time I'm gonna stay. We won't fuss, we won't fight. This time things gonna be alright. If you hold what you got, I'm coming home to stay.
Hold what you got, I'm coming home, baby. Hold what you got, and don't mean maybe. I've been thinking about you, and I'm on my way. Don't sell the house, don't wreck the car. Stay there, honey, right where you are. If you hold what you got, I'm coming home to stay. Hold what you got, I'm coming home, baby. Hold what you got, and don't mean maybe. I've been thinking about you, and I'm on my way. Don't sell the house, don't wreck the car. Stay there, honey, right where you are. If you hold what you got, I'm coming home to stay. If you hold what you got, I'm coming home to stay. Yeah, right. Can everybody hear everything all right? There, wherever everybody
Yes,
is?
absolutely.
Good. I see some
Wonderful.
thumbs up. Great. All right, this next one is a song written by Bill Monroe, the father of bluegrass, but made famous by Elvis Presley.
But don't tell Bill Monroe that. Ready?
Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and proven true. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue.
It was on a moonlit night. The stars were shining bright. The whispers from on high. Your love has said goodbye.
Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and said goodbye. I said, blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and proved untrue. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone, said the blue.
It was on a moonlit night.
The stars bright, and it whispered from on high, your love said goodbye. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining, shine on the one that's gone, said goodbye. And it whispered from on high, your love said goodbye. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining, shine on the one that's gone, say goodbye. Shine on the one that's gone, say goodbye. Blue moon of Kentucky.
So we moved to Kenturk over a year ago now, actually, right at the beginning of the pandemic. And so I'm a songwriter, so kind of, you know, we arrive in a new town and everything feels so quiet. And so the first thing I really did was sat down and wrote a song about it. And so this song is kind of a look back into the very beginning of the pandemic and what it felt like to be brand new in this town and everything was so quiet. And so this song is called Percival Street. Searching this ghost town and hoping to find things to hold on to make a new life. But there's nothing to do but go buy things to eat. Here in this ghost town on Percival Street. Listen to the ghost town, but nothing is heard. But occasional chimes from the old Catholic Church will forever be hearing that tune on repeat. Here in this ghost town on Percival Street, we'll forever be hearing that tune on repeat. Here in this ghost town on Percival Street.
Well, there goes.
We'll dive back into the bluegrass. This song was written by, we looked it up. It was a blues song written in 1924, but made famous by Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs from the bluegrass duo Flatt and Scruggs. And this is called the Salty Dog Blues. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3. Great big hole in the bottom of my shoe. Honey, let me be your salty dog. Let me be your salty dog. I wouldn't be your man at all. Honey, let me be your salty dog. Well, look here, Sal, I know you run down stocks into worn-out shoes. Honey, let me be your salty dog. Let me be your salty dog. I wouldn't be your man at all. Honey, let me be your salty dog. Sitting on a log, finger on a trigger on an island hog. Honey, let me be your salty dog. Let me be your salty dog. I wouldn't be your man at all. Honey, let me be your salty dog. Well, the finger on the trigger on the gun said go. The shot fell over in Marlow. Honey, let me be your salty dog. Let me be your salty dog. I wouldn't be your man at all. Honey, let me be your salty dog. Well, sitting in a corner with the lockdown blues, great big hole in the bottom of my shoe. Honey, let me be your salty dog. Let me be your salty dog. I wouldn't be your man at all. Honey, let me be your salty dog. I said, honey, let me be your salty dog. All right, thank you.
A few words changed there. Let's see, yeah. So we're big Jimmy Martin fans. He called himself the king of bluegrass.
We had the father of bluegrass in the beginning, and now we have the king of bluegrass, Jimmy Martin. And what would be a bluegrass set without a train song? We're not doing a murder ballad today, but we'll do a train song.
There we go. It's called Mr. Engineer.
Someone else. when our love has turned me down. Mr. Engineer, thank you. Let's see. Well,
One more.
we have one more for you. Song we wrote a couple weeks, I think that's like 2 months ago or something. When we moved to Kanturk, we had no idea that it could be fairly busy.
No thanks.
Thought we moved to a quiet rural town, North Cork, but it was fairly quiet, especially last year when she rode Percival Street. But things start to get a little busy again, and we didn't expect so much traffic, so we wrote a little song about that. It's called Bottleneck Traffic. When the day gets done in this rural town, it becomes real hard to get around.
Diesel fumes fill the busy streets from half-filled cars and big lorries.
We're bumper to bumper, every day all over again. Stuck in bottleneck traffic, from Strand to Percival Street. Stuck in bottleneck traffic, with a car boot full of peat. Stuck in bottleneck traffic, now I've missed my afternoon tea. 'Cause I'm stuck in bottleneck traffic, gridlock's got the best of me. Cattle in the co-op sound like sirens, like Wall Street with livestock buy-ins.
It might as well be Times Square, except for the creamery smell in the air.
The ravens and the rooks all laugh as they pass you by. Stuck in bottleneck traffic, from Strand to Percival Street. Stuck in bottleneck traffic, with a car boot full of peat. Stuck in bottleneck traffic, now I've missed my afternoon tea. 'Cause I'm stuck in bottleneck traffic, gridlock's got the best of me. Stuck in bottleneck traffic, from Strand to Percival Street. Stuck in bottleneck traffic, with a car boot full of peat. Stuck in bottleneck traffic, now I've missed my afternoon tea again. 'Cause I'm stuck in bottleneck traffic, gridlock's got the best of me. Gridlock's got the best of me. Said gridlock's got the best of me.
Thank you so much for
Thank
having
you.
us tonight.
Wow.
It's been fun.
What can one say?
Live.
Could everybody just unmute, I think, and give them a great big round of applause? You are fantastic. Have you been on here? People who have joined us from Utah, I'm not just talking about Kylie, but welcome to Kanturk. That was absolutely amazing, everybody. At this point, I just want to thank everybody. It was an absolutely fantastic night, and it's all down to all the performers. Absolutely amazing, and we look forward to seeing you all again. Again, I want to thank Cork County Council and Kanturk Credit Union for their great support of the festival all this time. I want to remind people as well of the poetry project that we're undertaking. You can see there that it's going to be fantastic. The closing date for submissions is the 25th of May. And could you email your entries to kanturkarts@gmail.com, please? Now, the maximum length is 18 lines. It can be 6 lines, 8 lines, or anything. So we're looking forward to getting them in. They can be from anybody, young people, the young at heart, everybody. We just want to get some poems in and up on the trees in Percival Street. Oh, sorry, that's your fault, Kylie. In O'Brien Street, I mean, because it'll be actually great. I don't think I have anything else to say at this point, except thank you all very, very much indeed. The audience as well, you were great, and thanks for tuning in. The performers, absolutely everybody, and we so look forward to having you all again before too long. Thanks a million. I was going to say safe home, but you know what I mean. Anyway, God bless, keep safe, and see you before too long.